Hey guys, stop scrolling. I have a verse for you. This verse is from Genesis chapter 41, verse 50 to 53. So it says, "Before the years of famine came, 2 sons were born to Joseph by Asenath, daughter of Potiphera, priest of On. Joseph named his firstborn Manasseh and said, 'It is because God has made me forget all my trouble and all my father's household.' The second son he named Ephraim and said, 'It is because God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering.'" It is because God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering. I got a beautiful revelation from this last time we were on live going through this story of Joseph. And this is what I have to say. A lot of people are begging God, take me out of my Egypt, take me into my promised land, take me to my promised land. But listen to what Joseph says. He named his second son, "God has made me fruitful in the land of my suffering." That means God did not take him out of Egypt. God made him fruitful in the land, in the same land that he was a slave. And a lot of people want God to remove you from situations, remove you from places, remove you from environments, and you're asking God to move you from your Egypt to your promised land. But sometimes your promised land is in Egypt. God wants to elevate you right where you're at. He wants to elevate you and make you fruitful in the land of your suffering. You are right where you need to be. I feel like a lot of people are wondering this right now. God, where do I go? What should I do? You're asking God for direction, and God is saying, you're right where I need you to be. You are right where I need you to be, and I'm going to make you fruitful right there where you're at. I'm going to make you fruitful. I'm going to bless you and elevate you, just like he did Joseph. You don't have to move. You don't have to do anything except be obedient to God and do what you need to do, which he had already commanded you to. But other than that, stop asking God to remove the problem and to remove you from this environment, and instead start asking God to bless you and make you fruitful in the land of your suffering. So something so big, however, about Joseph is that he remained faithful. He remained obedient and righteous to the Lord, which means he wasn't out there sinning, doing things, was faithful and obedient to God. And that's why God elevated him. God knew that he was going to remain faithful. God was testing Joseph's faithfulness, testing Joseph's character, and he knew every suffering part that Joseph went through built his character and built his endurance, and now I can elevate him. God has perfect timing for everything. God literally has perfect timing for everything. In another verse of this, Joseph tells the cupbearer that's getting out of prison, and he tells him, "Don't forget about me. Make sure you mention my name to Pharaoh so he can get me out of here." And for some reason, the cupbearer forgot. He forgot, and I believe God made him forget on purpose because it was not his time yet. The time of Joseph happened when Pharaoh had the dream, and then Joseph was sent and brought out of jail. God has perfect timing. You don't have to rush it. If you try to rush God's timing, if you try to rush being elevated or blessed by the Lord, the delay is going to happen no matter what. There's a lot of people who think, you can delay your own blessing. The only way you can delay your blessing is if you sin or you're disobedient and you're not being righteous or faithful to the Lord. That's the only way that you can delay your blessing. But when you're being righteous and you're being obedient to God and your heart is on Jesus, your mind is fixed on Jesus, do not worry because God has perfect timing. And if there's things happening in the way, it is because God is making that delay for a reason. So stop worrying and start trusting God's timing. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.